So when we first enter a room with Miss Lady, she's going to be the most wound up. We'll get her in frame here. So first thing when we get into a room, she's going to be really excited, want to jump on us. And so what we've done here, I'm just reinforcing, and I've created her default behavior to be a sit or a down. And so she's real excited. And basically this is what we've done a whole ton of, is just clicking as soon as we enter a room and she gives us a sit and gives us a sit down. We have another command that is space. We can tell her this. So if she comes and she's approaching us, we go space. And she'll give us this little bubble around us, which is excellent as well. But rather than continuously needing to tell her this command, I would rather this default behavior be what she's accustomed to. And so you'll notice here, this is what she does. Every time she comes up to me, she's going to give me a sit or give me a down. And I'm going to reinforce this. So the click means she has done what we're looking for. So every time I click, I give her a treat or give her some affection and let her know, excellent, you did great. And so she does apply this to specific individuals. So she's done great with me, and it's been more work for the kids and more work for Holly, my wife. And so what you'll do is just as soon as you're around guests or anyone who's new, then you just want to acclimate her to that. I'll just give her a click when she gives them a sit, gives them a down, get her used to that with mom and dad, and anyone she's around. And so then she'll get used to this. Is just my go-to move. But I did notice she was crushing it with me, just absolutely lights out. So incredibly intelligent girl, but does want to test the waters and see if this applies to everyone. As soon as I noticed Holly would go out there and be taking video, she'd be more apt to jump up. And so you do just want to continue to reinforce with as many people as you can. And she's done an excellent job with, again, me and myself, Holly, and all the kids. She's got to where she'll just come zip around. So what you want to do moving forward immediately is I'll just get a training pouch or just have some kibble in your pocket. I usually just put it in a Ziploc bag so you're not putting it straight in your pocket. And for 2 weeks, just be lights out 100% of the time. Be prepared to work with her and then start to scale back on that to where every other time she does something right, and give her a click so that she's not getting reinforced every single time. You don't have to give her a treat every single time she does something, and then just continue to scale back from there. Then it could be every third time, and then sporadically just give her, a treat, give her some affection. And they've actually done a study that they gave a dog some affection and gave him treats. Affection, treat, paired those two together, and they took away the treat, just gave the dog affection, and it set off that same pleasure center in their brain. And so that's another way to start to phase out the treats, just giving some affection and some treats. But if it's longer than 2 weeks, if she's still having any issues, then I would continue to go back to the click, go back to the treats, and that's all well and good as long as it takes. Every dog is a unique snowflake in that regard. Some will take longer, and sometimes it'll be specific skills or specific environments. So anyway, we put a lot of time and effort into the jumping piece, and so I really wanted to explain that in detail, in depth, and explain how we approach that. So this next exercise is relax on a mat, and so this is really crucial for having our pup be able to relax and calm down. It's actually another thing that I noticed with Miss Lady is that things that are novel and new really get her wound up and stressed out, and this is going to be your desensitization and counter conditioning tool. As for instance, she had the trash can that she had never seen that was out front, and as soon as she saw that on the curb, it really stressed her out. She barked at it, was very, very concerned about the trash can. And so you can do relax on a mat and have her observe the trash can but be in a relaxed state. The only thing that you want to do is just make sure you're far enough back that she can calm down and relax, that you're not going too far too fast. So if she's barking, pulling on the leash, this is all indicators it's too much, and so what you want to do is just get a little bit further away, which is all well and good. and then work with her. And another thing, another tool in your toolbox would be the clicker for things to get her wound up. Another thing that you can do is when she looks at that specific item, give it a click. And what you're doing is just creating a positive association with that item. And we actually did quite a bit of that with the trash can just to see how she could do in overcoming things that get her wound up. So every time she looked at it, I give her a click. If she moved towards it, I would give her a click and just let her know that that's a good thing. I appreciate when you look at that. That's nothing to be scared of. And it's desensitizing and counter conditioning to that specific item. And at one point, I like lifted up a kettlebell. Same thing. She got really wound up about the kettlebell, and so you do the exact same thing. Do relax on the mat around a kettlebell, or click when she looks at it. So both are desensitization and counter conditioning tools. And the relax on a mat is she comes in over to the mat and basically gives you a down and then rests her little chin down. That's as relaxed as possible. And then I'm just periodically just giving her some treats to let her know that I appreciate her calming down and relaxing. And that's this in a nutshell. If she's having too hard of a time, then I just get a little bit further away from the item, whatever it is that gets her stressed out. But it's a great one that you can do to get her desensitized to a lot of stimulus at once. If you take her to a park and you do relax on a mat in the middle of a park where everybody else is kind of further off, 30, 40 feet away, but you can see it, and then she'll start to work through that with this desensitization exercise. So what this is basically doing is when she's in a nice relaxed state, then it's sending a signal to her brain that whatever's going on around her is okay and not anything to be stressed out about. If she gets into a really heightened state, she's pulling on the leash and barking, and she's really stressed out, she's going to be primed to be more stressed out the next time that she sees that item. And so you want to go the other way with it and have her more relaxed. Next time she sees it, she'll be a little bit more relaxed, and you just keep pushing in that direction. So this is going to be another very powerful tool for Lady, really, really crucial one. So I actually wanted to spend a lot of time on these two things, which are the jumping and self-soothing. So relax on a mat is our self-soothing exercise. So these two are going to be very, very crucial for her moving forward, and then she'll be able to work through anything that gets her excited and be a welcomed member of the party when she's got 4 feet on the floor, and gives you a sit, gives you a down when she's being introduced to other people. And so again, I wanted to really go into detail on that. So we'll toss a treat off the mat here, and we'll keep on keeping on with all the rest of our skills. So the next thing is name games. So we just want her to have a strong focus as soon as we say her name. So I'm just going to take a treat and drag it up towards my face, and I'm going to say, Lady. Give her a click, give her a treat. One quick aside on the relax on a mat, that's a not clickerable exercise. And reason being, we just wanted to be as calm as possible. And yeah, I just wanted to go back to that, just relaying the info on the clicker. The clicker pinpoints the moment she's done something correct. It can get your dog a little bit more excited. And so it's actually a non-clickable exercise. It's a pretty common question I get, so I just wanted to emphasize that. So next, what I'm going to do, since I drug the treat, it's called luring. I just lured her up to look at the treats and give me some good eye contact. Next, I'm going to say, Lady. She's got to look at me, even though I'm not dragging the treats up. She's actually kind of a sweetie like this. Usually she'll look me in the chest, which is actually far more acceptable in the dog world than staring someone straight in the eyes. So when I say eye contact, usually this is what we get, which is totally acceptable and fine behavior. We just want them to look at us in our general direction. So last for our name game exercises, I'm going to take a treat, toss it on the ground over here. I'm going to say, Lady. And we really want her to be able to lock back in as soon as she's turned away from us. So another powerful exercise. After this, just introduce come and say come. So as soon as we got some excellent name recognition, then we move on to recall. So we simply toss a treat over here. Lady, come. And get her to come on over. Yeah, you're still good. You're still good. Lady, come. And really, that excellent name recognition is the most important precursor to everything. So if you say, lady, and she locks in on you, then that'll mitigate, 90% of the issues that you have. So even if it's lady, space, she's already turned away from the person and isn't jumping on them. By the time you say lady, if she locks in on you, lady, come. As soon as we say lady, boom, she locks in on you and starts heading in that direction. And again, for like, leave it. As soon as you say lady, leave it. If she's getting interested in something, you say lady, boom, first thing she does, laser focus, locked in on you, then you've already mitigated, that battle. So we've gone over the command for all these things, but the name recognition and that laser focus as soon as you say her name is really the most important piece. So I really do want to emphasize that. Lady, come. Sit. Lady, down. He's so sweet. He's so sweet. Lady, stay. Free. Good girl. So that was a simple sit down and stay. And so when she sits, it's just when her butt hits the floor, with it down, when her elbows hit the floor. For a stay, we simply put our hand up, walk away from her. And one thing that I really want to emphasize with her stay is that we've been doing sit stay every time that we go through doorways. And we go through first and we tell her free, and then she can go through the doorway. And it's really important for impulse control that she realizes I need to stop, wait for mom and dad to give me the okay, and then I can go through doorways. And it's basically her way of saying please. So it's really important to continue that practice. She's a super sharp girl, and really she's thriving on structure as well. I've got another pup that I'm training right now, same deal, that very intelligent dog, but really needs that structure. And can even help with jumping to where she knows my job, first thing when I come in the room, is that I sit, mom and dad go through, and then I give 4 feet on the floor, and then this is the appropriate behavior. You're just giving her every step along the way that she needs to do to be a model citizen. So anyway, now we're going to go over our leave it. So we can take some treats and leave it. Good. So you'll notice that real retraction, which really pulls back. That's really what we're looking for there. And that's it. The hardest rendition with the treats. So I'll just get a little bit closer here. So we just go with like a full hand open, put it in front of her face. And that's really hard. We want to make it a little bit easier for her. We can go closed fist, which is going to be a little easier. So I can go leave it. Good. And she'll pull back. And another thing with our leave it exercise, we've worked with some different items, and really important to do so that she gets excited about anything that she'll leave it. So we throw this out here, leave it. Good, she'll leave that. And she loves tennis balls. I learned she gets really into that, so we could, throw a tennis ball down the hallway. So she'll kind of go off screen here. Leave it. Girl. And then one more little item here. So again, diversity with as many different items as you can. It's great. Leave it. So that she can get used to leaving anything, and we don't want to just be treats or just one toy. We want it to be anything that you go after. She needs to be able to leave. And the only other aside that I'll say on that is that if it's something that she cannot have, that she's starting to go after, then I will not allow her to actually chew on it. So if it was something like a shoe, can't actually have the shoe, I would just choke up on it further. I'll let her sniff it, but I'm not actually going to let her put it in her mouth. And then it would look like this. Leave it. Like that, where she backs up from it, leaves it. But it can be a reinforcing activity if she actually gets the shoe in her mouth. And so we don't want to actually let her get that in her mouth. So next, lady, touch. Is our targeting exercise. So she just comes up and bumps our hand with her nose. lady, touch. And the reason we want to be able to do this is because you can just get her positioned wherever you need her to go, simply by putting your hand there. I use it for loose leash walking sometimes, just get a pup where she needs to be. And also, I'll use it with recall, for instance. I'll call a dog over, they'll be out in front, they're not quite exactly where they need to be, and boom, I'll put my hand down and tell them to touch, and then they'll come up, bump my hand, and then I get a position, bam, exactly where I need it to be. So it's basically great attention getter and then positioning exercise. So one other thing on space is that I'll say this, lady, space. Good. So you'll notice how she got out of my bubble. She was already in my bubble. And so if she gets too close and we tell her space, then she should be able to back up. And that's perfect. That's exactly what that should look like. And yeah, it's the last thing that I'll say here. Next, we're going to sign off and then go over our loose leash walking. But she's such a sweet girl, and yeah, she's really made a ton of progress. And the biggest thing is just creating a structured environment for her to where she always knows exactly what's expected of her, and then she will completely rise to the occasion.